It's a very unpredictable conference finals. None of us thought that we would see the Pacers and Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals, but it's here. And 25 years ago, the Knicks was in the conference finals, which was the last time, and it was against the Pacers. And here we are again. So I'm here once again with Jason Guido. Jason,
Good afternoon, Mr. Mike. What's up?
good afternoon,
How you
man.
doing?
I'm
Good.
doing
I'm
great,
good.
man.
Good.
This
Good.
series, this series should go to distance. I'm
You think
gonna
it's
say the
good?
prediction. I'm gonna say the prediction right now. I say the Knicks in seven. If everyone is at full strength, Knicks in
I
seven.
well, yeah, sure. I could see the Pacers winning in 4 games too. I mean, we've seen the Knicks have games where they don't shoot the ball well. Then, I mean, it goes by quarter sometimes, and then they do shoot the ball, like we've seen in Game 6 against the Celtics last week. So, they played last year. The Knicks were injured. They had a whole bunch of injuries, so the Pacers wound up winning. But I mean, I would like to say that the Knicks have home court advantage, but that really hasn't been a major factor for the Knicks in this playoffs. They've played better on the road. I think they've been 5-1 on the road. I'm pretty sure something like that. And you, you know, to me, it basically comes down to, are the Knicks gonna be able to, shoot the 3-pointer, have enough field goals, make their free throws, and how their defense is against the Pacers. The Pacers are they might be the best scoring team left in the playoffs. I'm not sure, but maybe Oklahoma's a little better. But they're one of the top teams in the playoffs shooting the ball. So again, it's going to be the Knicks have to defend that, and if they don't, then the Pacers will score a lot of points and put the Knicks in a bad spot.
The Knicks need a rebound. That's a must for them in the series. The Pacers are a very good offensive team. You don't want to give that team second, third chance points. They are very deadly when it comes to that. So the Knicks have to rebound. Carl Anthony Towns, we're gonna need him to step up like he's never stepped up before. This is probably no, this is definitely the most important series of his life, of his career. He
I
has to
would
show up.
agree.
He
Yeah,
has
no,
to
I
show
agree.
up. So the Knicks, these are the things. The Knicks, they had to rebound. You had to play great defense in the second half, especially that fourth quarter. You can't be trailing 20 plus points like the way you did against the Celtics. And more importantly, you don't want
And
to
Detroit.
take. I was gonna go there as well.
Yeah,
You don't want to take the Pacers lightly like the way you did with Detroit. All right. So Detroit gave the Knicks a run for their money. Knicks need to stay away from that, and they gotta stay away from playing iso ball. Sharing the ball, playing defense is the way to go. So, are they going to be streaky? I feel like it in terms of 3-point shooting. I feel that they will be streaky in that regard, but they need to play defense and they have to rebound. You don't want, again, second chance points can kill a team.
of
And
course.
the Knicks
Right.
and Pacers are too good. They're too good.
Especially if the rebound comes underneath the rim and then they throw the ball back out past the 3-point line and then they bury the 3-point. Yeah, those are killers.
I will say this, Tyrese Halliburton. I mean, for me, he's a player that he's hard not to like. He's a gamer. He's fearless. When he when he's a playmaker, oh, forget about it. When he's on, he's on. And
Right.
and there's been times, I think it was early in the regular season. I think it was this year in the regular season where he made me scratch my head. Like there were games where he was on and then he was off. But in this postseason, he has just been turning it on, just like last year.
Yeah,
So he's
which is a
probably one of,
concern.
so he's probably one of those players that he turns it up more in the postseason than the regular season. But when he's distributing the ball more than focus on scoring, in my opinion, that's where he's mostly dangerous when he's more of the playmaker.
Yeah, no, I don't think the Knicks are gonna. They're not gonna stop Halliburton. He's gonna get his points. He's gonna make his passes to other players, Turner, or we top it in who comes off the bench for them. But yeah. So again, the Knicks have to. There was discussions I heard. Are the Knicks gonna when they play defense? Are they gonna play man? Are they gonna switch off? Are they gonna play zone? I think we might see all of that. I think in the last couple of series when it was man with Mitchell Robinson and Cat on the court, and even Miles McBride when he was on the court with them. that's a really good defensive look for the Knicks. I think they like that a lot. So I think the Knicks will incorporate at first man coverage and then switch off if they have to, and then play zone. I don't know if you can play zone against a team that shoots as well as the Pacers or the Celtics did, but I think we'll see different. Thibodeau's a good coach. He'll figure out what the best. He'll take it as the game goes on. What the best line of defense for the Knicks will be to defend the Pacers.
I feel like this is one of those series where I'm gonna have to pay very close attention. I'm gonna try the best that I can to stay awake and watch every game because both teams, they
Mm,
have depth, and that's the thing that a lot of people don't look at the Pacers. They just look at Tyrese Halliburton and Pascal Siakam, which was a huge addition to that team.
right,
But when you have guys like Nemhard and when you have Nemhard,
Miles
Neesmith,
Turner.
and
Yeah,
McCollum. I mean, those are very good role players for the Pacers. Like we know what Miles Turner can do. We know what Siakam can do. He brings championship experience to that team. We know what Tyrese Halliburton can do. But when you have role players like Nemhard, Neesmith, um, TJ McCollum stepping up, that's even more dangerous for that team, man. It could be a nightmare for any opponent if they don't bring their A game. The next, they got to look at what happened to the Cavs. So anyone can be beaten. The
right.
Pacers, the Pacers came into the postseason. They are underrated. A lot of people are not giving them too much credit, but when they play team ball, they distribute the ball so well. When they're on, they're on. So the Knicks, they can't afford to play iso ball. I cannot stress this enough. That is one of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to the NBA. I hate iso ball. I hate it. I I'm a guy that I grew up watching the Spurs play. Even in college basketball, do play with Mike Krzyzewski. Those guys
Right.
are a team-oriented play. They distribute the ball. It's not just about me, get mines. Everybody has to get involved. And there's been games where I saw the Knicks do that, but
Right, they
then
have
there's
done that.
games
Right, I agree.
yeah, but then there's games that they just don't stick
We
to
they
that
don't do it.
formula, and they're gonna have to do it against the Pacers and whoever they face if they make it to the finals, whoever they face in the finals.
Right, yeah. So I was going to say the Pacers are a very consistent team. If you look at their scoring numbers and their assists and their rebounds, for the most part, if you look at it's pretty much consistent night in night out. Where the Knicks have been not so consistent with the scoring, at least, and the Pacers have a better bench, so that's always a worry for me because you got to give the Knicks players rest. I mean, when they went to the bench in the game against the Celtics in Game 6, the bench stepped up. They played well. McBride played well. Payne didn't play great, but he put in the minutes that you need to give those starters a rest, at least for a few minutes, so they're not exhausted. And again, the Knicks are going to have to score. That's one thing I know. They're going to have decent offensive games to beat the Pacers.
OG and Miles Bridges. No, what I'm talking about. OG and Mikal Bridges. I said his
Right.
brother.
I know who you mean.
Mikal
Right.
Bridges. Those two guys, in my opinion, they are the X factors in the series offensively.
Right. They weren't on the Knicks last season when they played. Well, OG was, but Bridges and Cat weren't on the Knicks, as you know. They got those guys in the offseason. So that's a different look for the Pacers, too. Now, the Pacers have to worry about, Carl Anthony Towns stretching, the court with his ability to make three pointers. He's not always underneath the basket. So, like I said, the best look for the Knicks to me is when Cat and Mitchell Robinson are on the court together. I know he's not a great free throw shooter, which we were going back into again probably. But to me, that's their best look, and they have him and Brunson on the court all together. The Knicks are good offensively and defensively when they show that look. Those five
And that's
players.
right, right. And that's another thing we will have to pay attention to. The Pacers might pull a Hacker Robinson in this series.
Well, Tibbs handled it well. Like, okay, so you can't do that right away. It only works when you're in the penalty. So if you want to do that from the start of the quarter and put your team in the penalty within a few minutes, that's not smart either. So that's why if I was the coach of the Knicks, I would start Mitchell Robinson. But they've been successful what they've done so far. And what Tibbs has done is that if Robinson isn't making his free throws or struggling, they put him back on the bench, and then they go back to Cat as the center. That's what we've seen.
So Pacers next game one will be tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern time.
Tomorrow night. Yep.
I gotta check the rest of the schedule right now on this
I think it's every
tablet
other day.
because I saw a schedule. I believe it was this morning or last night, but I definitely want to go back and check.
I'm pretty sure it's every other night, and then maybe if they, when they go to Indiana, they might maybe there's two games, two off days rather in between that. I'm not sure. I didn't really look at it. Sometimes they do. Usually they do that for TV. They want to
Yeah,
have the games on the weekend. Saturday or Sunday in prime time.
but yeah, this is definitely gonna be this is definitely gonna be a series worth watching because there's a
And
lot
of
of
course,
history.
The Knicks and Pacers have played a few times before, and we had the whole Reggie Miller stuff, and the
Yup.
Knicks won in a couple of years. They beat them. They had Rick Smits and all kinds of craziness, all kinds of physical games they played in the '90s.
So okay, so I'm here now. So tomorrow night, game one. All of these games will be on TNT, which will be the final playoff series on NBA on TNT, by the way. So unbelievable that, it's coming to an end for TNT.
Well, they're going to have
So
NBC's going to be back, right? Next year.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, so am I.
As a guy that grew up watching NBA on NBC, especially that theme song, they're gonna bring back the theme song. They spoke with the announcer's family about the whole situation. They allowed it as long as they get compensated. But again, I'm just worried. I'm just you know I'm I'm not gonna comment too much about it. I'm just hoping that I'm not left disappointed. That's what I could hope for. It's not gonna be the same. It's not gonna be the same like the '90s.
But they're going to have
But
Jordan as one of the
but
announcers, aren't they?
that's one of
Right?
another things that's to be honest with you, that's what motivated me even more to stay tuned for NBA on NBC because they cover all of Jordan's six titles throughout that run in
Right.
NBA on NBC,
Right.
throughout that whole thing. So for him to go from being the player that ruled the NBA in the '90s, NBA on NBC coverage, to now being this position, I just hope that MJ doesn't become this because it's better than everybody, Jason. Everybody's is bending over nowadays in the sense that they're going woke, they're pretending something that they're not.
Right.
So far MJ has played it great so far. So when he goes to NBA on NBC, I just hope he stays to his neutral self, his natural self, and not go in this oh I'm oppressed, oh I'm this. Stay away from
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. No, I know
No,
what you're saying. I know you want him to be
don't
how he was as a player.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't be something that you're not. Like don't follow the trend. So, but I'm looking forward to seeing him working on NBA on NBC, and I'm just like I said, I grew up watching NBA on NBC, so my whole childhood is coming back because of that. So,
No, no, yes. I thought that was the NBC, the NBA on the NBC was really good. So I'm shocked that they lost it for these years. I even remember them before the Bulls dynasty. I remember when the Pistons won back-to-back NBA titles. They were one of and the Lake and I think the Lakers beat them in one of those years before they won the NBA. I can't recall now, but I remember the Lakers and the Pistons on NBC even before the Bulls
mm,
dynasty.
I'm gonna correct you on that
Go
because
ahead.
when the Pistons went back to back, that was at the end of NBA on CBS.
Oh, okay. You
Yeah,
got me. Then. I got you. Okay, I
yeah.
got you.
NBA on NBC started in the fall of 1990 and ran through 2002.
I got what you're saying. Okay, so I can see what you. So they were the Pistons were the defending champions, right? Is that what you're saying when it started in 90 into 1990?
Yeah,
Okay, I got what you're saying.
yeah,
Okay, I got you. Okay,
definitely.
okay, no
So,
worries.
so I have a schedule here. So
Go
game one
ahead.
is
Let's hear it.
tomorrow. Game two will be on Friday. Game three, which will be in Indiana. Games three and four will be in Indiana. That'll be Sunday and Tuesday. Then game five, Pacers, Knicks at the Garden on May 29th. And
Mm-hmm.
then game six, Knicks and Pacers will be on Saturday, May 31st. And then game seven, if there's a game seven, and I hope there's a game seven. which will be back at the Garden for Monday, June 2nd. All the games will be at 8 p.m. Eastern time.
8 o'clock. Yeah, okay. So but usually the normal time. Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be a good series, that's for sure. There'll be no boring quarters. I can tell you that. It'll probably be up and down the court, you know, with the offenses. That's what I think we're gonna see anyway.
And Jason, like, this is perfectly written script. Why? Because obviously the history between both teams. It's a rematch of last year,
Right.
and also it's gonna be the final playoff series on NBA on TNT. Reggie Miller, who was a big part of this rivalry, works for NBA on TNT, and he'll
Right,
be calling his it's just crazy how all of this is playing out. It's crazy. It's crazy.
yeah, I mean, he was okay with the Knicks when he broadcast the games last season. I didn't think he was. I didn't think he took shots at the Knicks. I think that he'll say what he knows from when he played them, but I think he's been fair with them for the most part.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm saying, like, how all of this connects, Eastern Conference Finals,
Yeah, no, I know.
the first,
I, I
it's
know.
just so many things, so many things. So it's crazy. But
No, it'll be fun.
yeah, yeah. But I think I'm going to let's see. I think I'm gonna go above and beyond and try to watch every single game of this series because so many is riding on the line.
Right,
So
right.
let's see.
Let's see if
But
the Knicks can make it to the finals. Yeah, no.
yeah, yeah. But you know, me and you already know this about me. Whoever wins, I'll be happy. Why? Because we're gonna see history. We're gonna have our new champion, and
Right.
these four teams, you don't see them winning often. You know,
No, you don't.
you don't see them winning often. So I will be super content if Indiana wins it all, or OKC wins it all, or Minnesota wins it all. Obviously, as a Knicks fan, I want to see them. I know that mainstream media, they're dying for the Knicks to win it all because it's New York, largest market. Say, there's a lot of things that goes into it.
You think
So,
so? I think
and,
that the
and
media would be against the Knicks. That's how I viewed it, as the Knicks being always the villain, because that's how they portray the New York teams.
one word, ratings,
Right? No, I know.
ratings. So there's no LeBron, there's no KD, there's no Curry, there's no Lakers, there's none of that. So the only one that remaining is the Knicks. So mainstream media, the delusional mainstream media, they're pulling for the Knicks.
I got you. I can agree with that. I can agree
So,
with
but me personally, man, again, I'm from New York,
that.
born and
Excuse me.
raised, lifelong Knicks fan. But I wouldn't mind seeing other teams win if the Knicks don't win
Here's
because
the
I like
thing.
I like I like seeing small market teams win. I root for the
Oh,
underdog.
no, shit.
I like seeing that. That's just how I am. But go ahead.
No. I was going to say, like, if the NBA and NHL really wanted, I mean, you always say it's about ratings. If that was the case, then you would get rid of the salary cap, because then the Knicks and the Lakers would be in the finals every year, and then people would complain, "Oh, yeah, would they really be in the finals every year?" No, but you see what I'm getting at. Like, you would be able to go out and get whoever you want, just like you see the Dodgers and the Yankees and now the Mets or Toronto in baseball. You'll be able to do what they do. So you can't do that in the NBA. You have to build a team and sign free agents and keep them all within the salary cap. So it's way more difficult to win in the NHL and NBA and in the National Football League.